Today I'll be reviewing a Canadian film that I happened to come across on Movie Central, which is a movie channel. Don't know where that channel is available, but that's where I came across it. It's called Good Neighbours. It stars Jay Baruchel, which a lot of you might know from movies like She's Out of My League, and he did a couple movies where he's just kind of there, like not 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up. He plays one of Seth Rogen's friends, and he's done a couple other things that some of you might know. It's also got Scott Speedman, who looks identical to Matthew Morrison from Glee. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know if many of you know who that is. And it's also got Emily Hampshire. All three of them, I'm pretty sure, are Canadian actors. So we've got these three people, and they all live in an apartment complex together. Now, the TV guide, like the information that the TV channel gave, was that it's tenants in an apartment trying to figure out who a serial killer is. Now, that sounds like it's this like horror thriller kind of movie. This movie qualifies as a drama and thriller, but it's really not what you would think it is, reading that description. What the movie's really about is these three tenants. Jay Baruchel moves into the apartment. He happens to bump into Scott Speedman, who's in a wheelchair. He's a very bitter guy in a wheelchair. Just kind of, he's nice, but he's kind of like, he's pissy and he's just very snappy. And then Emily Hampshire is kind of like this. She's friends with Scott Speedman, but she's very timid and kind of likes to just be away from everyone. So Jay Baruchel moves into this apartment complex and immediately he bumps into them and tries to become friends with them because he's just a really friendly guy in this movie. He kind of is in all of his movies, but he's just this really friendly guy who just moved back to Ottawa. He was living in Asia somewhere, I think, and he moved back to Ottawa. And so he tries to befriend them and asks them if they want to get together to view the election results that are happening. I guess they don't really explain much about that. So they become friends and stuff. And there happens to be a serial killer in the city. Now the description makes it seem like there is a serial killer like in the apartment complex, killing everyone all in one night. But this movie takes place over like 6 months. At the very beginning of the movie, it says like October or something, and then it says November, and then it says December, and like every 20 minutes or whatever, it's every another month or whatever. So it is pretty interesting. It's not like this crazy suspense thriller movie. It has some comedy to it because it does have Jay Baruchel, and he's just funny regardless. And then it's just kind of going along the months, talking about the serial killer and stuff, and it shows the relationship between these three tenants. And that's really about it. There's more to it than that, but I don't want to give anything away. It is quite good. Out of 10, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. Rewatchability, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 10. Since I started doing this rewatchability rating, really hasn't been any movies that are getting more than a 5 out of 10 for rewatchability. I was just not there, I guess, because some movies just you don't want to rewatch because the ending, it's kind of a twist ending, and you just don't want to watch it again. So this movie, 2 out of 10 rewatchability, but overall rating a 7 out of 10. It's good. You kind of see the ending coming. You can kind of guess partway through the movie, but you don't. So that's always good. Check this movie out if you happen to have the chance. For those of you outside of Canada, maybe insight into a Canadian film. Even though, honestly, aside from the geography and stuff like that, like names of the city that they're in, and just mentioning stuff like that, you really wouldn't know that it's a Canadian film aside from Canadian actors, obviously. But overall, great movie. Check it out if you haven't had the chance. Jay Baruchel is always good. This isn't a hilarious movie, obviously, because it's not even considered to be comedy, but it is a good movie. So check it out if you have the chance, and I'll be back next week. See you then.